Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
I am doing, I'm okay. I'm a little nasally. How are you, Jared?
I also am a bit nasally, so you might hear it in our voices a bit. I might sound a bit more bassy.
More bassy.
I apologize. I did have somebody write me one time that said I set off their subwoofers in their car. I apologize if that is happening right now, kind of. But no, we're actually recording this on Tuesday night because our son wasn't feeling good last week, and then your dad got it, and then it's moved on to us. So we figured we're probably better off to record now versus we may sound much worse tomorrow because we normally record on Wednesdays.
Because I'm still doing okay, but tomorrow it's going to be worse. I just know it. So
yeah, I'm taking enough vitamins for a horse. So I'm gonna get it out of here. Gonna send it packing. But my voice could be worse tomorrow. We'll see. So we figured let's just do it now. And maybe an extra day to edit out all the coughing and sneezing between takes. That
I'm gonna need it.
That you guys won't hear through the magic of editing. So because typically we record on Wednesdays, and lately, since your parents are here, we're able to record it during the day, edit it, and then put it out. So it gives Jamie a little extra time to edit those things out. But so if we sound a little worse for wear, apologies.
Blame our son.
You know what? I blame playgrounds. He probably got it from a playground.
Yeah.
Other children.
Yeah, it was definitely other kids.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, with us, our daughter had her dance recital this past week, which is a lot of fun. And that was what we did all of Sunday.
Well, I did.
I just meant it was an all day thing, and then because you're gone all day, we're doing things all day.
It's a thing, yeah. She did it amazing, as I knew she would. She's just like a natural born performer. I think we were so proud of her. So proud of her. She had a little solo one of her dances, and just the sass, just so much sass in that 7-year-old little body.
I don't know where she gets it.
It's a little bit of both of us for sure, but she just shines. She's my little star.
You're not going to see her on Dance Moms or anything like that.
No, I will never be a dance. I mean, I am a dance mom, but not that kind of dance mom.
Technically are a dance mom.
I know, but I'm not that kind of dance mom. No way.
I'm going to show up to if there's dance dads. Be like, what's up, bros? Who's here to work out? And they're just like, what?
Dance bros?
I don't know. Like if there's dance dads. Is there dance dads? Dance Bros is a totally different show. My apologies. If I show up to that one one's going to be a different vibe.
A series coming.
Dance Bros. If you stuck me on a show called Dance Bros, I would be like Ron Swanson throughout the entire series of Parks and Rec, just miserable and just staring at everybody.
The kind of
I'm not doing that.
The kind of storylines would be like you just get mad at your daughter for forgetting her dance shoes, and so you go into your car and whittle her some shoes or something. And I'm like, whoa.
All right, in this episode, we're all going to do a dance number. I'm not doing that. No.
Sir, it's in your contract. I'm a bro, man. I'm a bro.
I meant dance dads, but I said bros. Either way, I don't know. 2 shows there. There you go, TLC. Are they the ones that do it?
It was it?
It probably would be because it makes no sense.
Lifetime.
Oh.
I think it's on Lifetime.
I'm telling you, the Learning Channel just slowly evolves into Dance Moms.
The Learning Channel. Yeah, you do a lot of learning on that, and not necessarily learning things
Wasn't
you should know.
TLC the one with all the 8 octuplet families or whatever?
Yeah, it was them or Discovery.
I like how that's supposedly learning. They figured out midway through, guys, nobody really wants to watch learning stuff. What do we got here? We got families with 25 kids. Put it on. Just follow cameras around.
Do it. Yeah, that was the Duggar family too, I think. They were on TLC. But
all right, well, there you go.
As we diverge into a different topic here, let's go back. Let's go back.
Oh.
Let's go back to okay. Let's get in the lane.
Yeah, so that was all going on with us. So little sick, had dancing going on, and now we were recording. So
that is what's happening.
Yes.
Thank you.
So there's some things we got some news to talk about,
and
then we're also going to talk about because this question comes up, and since kind of what is in our park bag changes due to kids' ages and new technology, we find out things. We're going to go over what's in our park bag.
What is in our park bag?
It's not really a game show. We're just going to tell you, but you could guess. But people do ask us what we're going to go over. And maybe it's something that can help you on your trip.
Would you like to see what's in pocket number 1, number 2, or number 3? Make it.
In my park bag is technically a fanny pack.
That's true. Well, don't give away the ending of the episode.
I didn't say I only had one fanny pack.
That's true.
Maybe I have multiples. Anyways.
Let's just do the news first then.
All right. Well, before we get to the news, just want to remind everybody, if you're watching us on YouTube, which you should be over at CTM Podcast, if you want to, I mean, like this video and subscribe to the channel if you wouldn't mind. And if you're listening to us on good old trusty old dial podcast, like the old radio days, just everyone's sitting around listening.
Get your antenna.
No, you don't. I imagine people just like, everyone,
Turn that dial.
new podcast, gather around, and they just listen to it. That's what I imagine. If you're listening
down, he's listening to the radio.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you don't think people do that now? That's exactly what they do. If you do that, you please leave us a review, subscribe to the channel if you wouldn't mind. And if you don't do that, do the same thing, I suppose. And if you want even more content beyond just sitting around the radio and listening to it, you can join us over in Club 32. That's our private group where we have more content. More content that you can handle. That's a challenge. Wow. We have the Club 32 show. We go live every Tuesday, hang out with all the members. We have the Clubhouse show, which is starting up, which is the Club 32 member-driven show where members become part of the show, choose the topic, people come on the show. It'll be a good time. We'll see how it goes. We're going to do the inaugural this month, and it could be we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I won't have much control over that one, I suppose.
Uh-oh.
And then we've got the private podcast feed. We have all the content there. We have Cool Kids Kitchen every month. We have 25% off of CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products, private Facebook group, and all sorts of stuff. So if you want to join there, you can go to ctmvip.com. We have monthly or yearly options, and you can even check out a free trial if you want. So again, ctmvip.com is where you go for that. So, all right, well, let's get to our first news story. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds great. Let's do some news.
I'll wait till everybody gathers. I'll give them
Gather
time.
round.
I imagine they were
Gather
it's a
round.
commercial break, but you got to give them a chance to come back.
Pull a chair up.
Yeah. No, you sit on the floor.
Oh, you sit on the floor?
Of course you do.
But what about the elderly? They need chairs.
Get on the floor.
They need the recliners that were built in the 50s.
Do what they need to. I'm not going to
great.
tell them what to do.
All right. Gather round, children.
Anyways. Yes, so we have some Tiana's Bayou adventure news to go over.
Yeah. So, last Friday, unexpectedly, Disney released the POV video of Tiana's Bayou adventure, and that was kind of a surprise.
Now, why do you think they did that?
Well, okay. So I have one maybe theory.
Is it a conspiracy?
It is not a conspiracy theory.
Come on.
So I know like it's a common practice to see a lot of like content creators, YouTubers, etc. that want to be one of the first ones to put out a video. They want to be like, okay, I put that video first. I want all the clicks. I want all the traffic coming to us. Like, obviously that makes sense. I think they were like, you know what? Let's just do ours. Let's give a glimpse of like what it's going to look like. People can know what to expect. And then I think also it was just to gauge what people were thinking before cast preview started this past week. What do you think?
I kind of thought the same thing about gauging what people thought, but at the same time, I don't really know what you gain from that. If you put that out and you see the response is not good at this point, what can you do about that?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know.
Like if the response is like, this is terrible, they're like, well, put it out anyways. Like I don't know what you would do.
You can adjust the way you advertise things. You can adjust how you promote it. There's a lot of things you can do. But yeah, so the video came out. I'm not going to give any spoilers on this. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to see it and you want to wait till you actually write it, then great. We're not going to say anything.
Rumor has it you go down a hill.
The drop is still there. They did not take the drop out. I will tell you that.
People say spoil. Everyone was like, wait, it's the same ride, right?
It's the same, they didn't change like the mechanism of the ride, which is basically going through on a water.
I heard you go
log.
you go in reverse now.
You do not go in reverse. No, this is not Frozen.
I haven't
After.
watched the POV, so I don't know.
But yeah, so there were some mixed feelings from people that were watching the videos. Some people liked it, some people didn't. But again, the only people that have ridden it so far are cast members and like guests that went with them to ride it in the last 1, 2, 3. I guess it's been 3 or 4 days now. Also, what's interesting is that it has experienced a lot of downtime. There's been a lot of evacuations from the ride, and not that that's not uncommon for when you're like testing out a ride to make sure it works okay. It's just interesting to see that there's something that's happening within the ride that's causing these evacuations. From what I understand, it has something to do with the animatronics. I could be wrong about this, but it's the way they are, like the sensor on some of the animatronics are not working or something. Again, I could be wrong about this. This is just what I kind of heard through the grapevine. But yeah, so I don't know. Like I just it's crazy that it's going down so much as it is, but it's, you know, it's exciting that it's going to be opening soon. So hopefully they fix those kinks, you know.
I'm all in on, you know, this whole if you don't like the ride, you're a bad person. If you like it, you're a bad person. I love this dynamic that's going on. It's great. I enjoy it.
It's such a polarizing thing. It really is. Like
I'm actually really annoyed that that's become part of the thing. It's like if you have a group of people that enjoyed the old ride, they're bad. And then if you have people that all of a sudden acted like they hated the old ride, but they really like the new one, which is fine, they're also bad people. I don't know. It's just annoying. It's a ride. Like it's
a Disney ride. Let's all just take it for what it is. It is an attraction.
I know it's the internet. It's Twitter, so it's not. Twitter's not real life. That's one thing to keep in mind.
Right.
It is not real life, but you see it and you're just like, okay, geez, like, come on. But I will say, I don't tend to. Now, I haven't watched the POV because I'm just going to wait until we ride it, and then I'll just give my honest thoughts one way or the other because I don't have a dog in this fight. I wasn't a giant Splash Mountain fan, and I've never seen Tiana. I have no dog in this fight at all. But I do think
You're like one of those Disney dads that just shows up to the park like, all right, honey, what are we doing?
Please don't touch me while we're talking on the show, by the way.
Stop doing that.
Now you're hitting me. Goodness sakes.
Why can't I touch your shoulder?
There are families around the radio, and you're committing assault.
Oh, gosh.
You can, fine, you can tap. You can lightly touch me.
No, I'm not doing that anymore.
No, but like, I don't have a dog in the fight. So I'm just going to be honest about what I think about it. But I do think it's just funny how everything's like in these groups now. And then like, obviously, let's say if you have an entire, like there's some people that have really been hyping this ride up for like a couple of years and they ride it and you're like, wow, they loved it. I'm shocked. And then you have people that have been going on about how much this ride is going to be terrible. And then they ride it and they're like, wow, it's awful. I'm like, okay, well, I don't believe either one of you. I'll just experience it for myself. But that's kind of where I am on a lot of things where I'm not in one camp or the other. I'm just sitting there like, okay. But I will say, I think it'll be interesting given the state of Disney Imagineering, because I've had my critiques on Disney Imagineering, how I don't think Disney Imagineering today is anywhere near what it was in the 90s. And Splash Mountain was a 90s imagination or Imagineering creation. So a lot of, if I were to guess, and again, I haven't seen the POV, I would imagine a lot of the small details and charm that were part of Splash Mountain are probably not done as well. Just given... That's kind of been a theme, in my opinion, with Disney stuff is like the attention to details has not been there.
Well, having not seen it, though, you're just assuming.
This is why I said I'm taking a guess at this.
Okay.
But I did hear a long time ago a lot of the money went into the finale. So I'm sure, and we've seen peeks at the animatronics. I'm sure the animatronics look fine. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they look good. And we've seen some of the animatronics look really, really good. So I have no doubt those will look good. And probably the music will be good. But it'll be those little things that may be missing. But again, I will let you know what I think. We will both let you know.
We absolutely will.
Are you going to tell people what you think, or you just...
I am going to tell people what I think.
Jamie is too. All right, fine. We both will.
You could also stream the new song that's in the ride called Special Spice, and that plays during the finale. So if you want to stream that, you can now. So,
hooray.
That's all we're going to talk about with Tiana today.
Well, I've got some more thoughts. Anyways.
Okay.
We're going to move on. All right, the next news story we have is that there are some new dining and drinking experiences for the Dreams That Soar drone show in Disney Springs if you want to partake in these.
Yeah, these take place at Haleo. So Haleo is hosting a tasting experience. It is $79 per person, and that comes with 13 tapas and reserved seating for the show. As far as I know, alcohol is not included in this. It is extra.
Probably not, yeah.
Right, but you do get 13 basically like small plates with this plus the seating for the show. You can also do a cocktail hour reserve viewing area. It's $35 cover charge. That includes one drink, and then you just like standing room plus some like cocktail tables and like that kind of setup. But you're just basically paying for like the space to stand there. So that's available. You can book these on Open Table. The seating times for the tasting experience are 7:30 and 9:15. And basically, once the show is over, they will be like, okay, it's time to go. Can't stay any longer than that. Time to go. But yeah, so that's available if you would like to do a dining or drinking experience for the drone show.
It's a bit steep, I think, for a free drone show at Disney Springs. Now,
For a free drone. Well,
just want to throw that in.
that's true. You're not in a park or anything. Yeah.
Right. I mean, obviously, like I'm sure these are fine, but I guess the draw to this would be that it's so busy that people would be like, yeah, I'll pay the money so I don't have to deal with the crowds. I guess my question would be, do the crowds stay with this show, or do they kind of thin out as time goes on? I kind of feel like that's going to be the case, because I think I even saw the other night, like it wasn't that crowded for the show. Like obviously the first few nights it was really crowded, but
yeah,
I suppose that the demand for these would be based on the overall demand for the show. Unless you just wanted to do something like this, which very may well be the case. But
I think the last week of August, in the middle of the week, is the best time to go watch it, because school has started and it's still summer and it's still going on. And I think you're going to find some just real good spots to watch it.
Well, that typically would be true. Yeah.
But yeah, so it ends in September, I think September 2nd. So like it is a limited time show. So I think it'll stay fairly busy throughout the summer, just because it is a limited time.
I mean, I'm sure it'll stay busy. I guess it would be would the demand to be there where people are like, I'm willing to spend $35 or more per person to get a spot for this show.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We have never had Haleo, so I would like to have that sometime, but maybe not this tasting experience. We also haven't seen the drone show yet, so we will be seeing that soon.
I'm waiting to see. Now, has what's it's the lake on the, what is it, place on the lake? What's it called?
Summer
House on the lake, which is it's a weird name for a restaurant. Are they doing anything? Because can you see the show from their back porch?
You can. Yeah, you can. I don't think so.
But they're basically just being like, if you're out there when you're eating, you can just.
I think so. Well, yeah, because they have the outdoor seating area.
Right.
So yeah, but like you go down the stairs and then there's standing room.
Right.
Which I don't think they have.
I feel like that's a very Summer House on the Lake vibe. Just chill and just watch the show.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 10-minute show, so it's not that long either. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm not against if there's demand for it, that's fine. When I saw that, I was just like, okay. But I don't.
It was bound to happen.
Right.
I needed dining experience.
I have nothing wrong with it. I mean, people may enjoy it, but I don't know if I would do it, but we'll see.
All right, Jared.
So, all right. Well, that's it for Haleo news.
Haleo.
Next news story we have is that there has been some more news about the Island Tower at the Polynesian that came out this week, including some pricing, and as well as the fact that there's going to be studio rooms here, which we originally didn't think there was going to be.
Yeah, super confused about that, but also happy. All right, so we got some concept art of what the rooms look like inside, and a lot of, light brown, champagne, off-white, white, little pops of color here and there, but it is Moana themed. So we weren't sure that it was going to be because, you never know what they're going to do, but it is Moana themed. So that's nice. I like the way the rooms look. Some people are saying that they don't like them. They're too bland. They're too, the word sterile sometimes comes to mind when describing some of the newer Disney rooms. But I like it. There's little hints of Moana everywhere. Got Te Fiti on the wall.
Yeah, the look-wise, it reminds me a lot of, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see this, and we'll put the link in the show notes so if you want to check it out. But I think they look fine. It's very much, it's kind of like a mix of Riviera and the Coronado Tower a bit.
Yeah,
a kind of
bit.
So it's got some accents. I think they look cool. I'm not saying they don't look cool. Now, the part that you're like, oh, that looks great, but there's a but. And the but is the price, at least initially for the cash room side. What's the pricing for this?
Okay, so this is for opening day pricing, and this is I got this from another article from DVC Fan article, so just want to get them credit for that. The Duo Studio Standard View, which is the Tower Studios at Riviera, so it's like 2-person room. It's $696 for the first night for opening night, which the opening night is December 17th, by the way. The deluxe studio theme park view on December 17th is $1,271 for the night. The one bedroom standard view is $1,346 per night. Not much difference in price there, which is interesting. Two bedroom penthouse is $5,000 per night. So this is not cheap.
That's wild.
It's really that's very steep. Now, okay.
That's like Star Cruiser pricing here.
So this is just for cash room stays right now. They have not released the points chart, for this for the Island Tower yet.
Because this is a DVC resort.
This is a DVC tower, yes. So you can only book cash rooms right now, and as of us recording this, the only people that can book it are existing DVC members. So December 5th, annual pass holders can book cash rooms, and then December 6th, it goes on sale to the public. Anybody can book cash rooms. But so DVC members cannot use their points to book this just yet. So I think it'll be interesting to see how many points, per night they're going to be asking. But based on the cash room price, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, based off that, I don't know. Obviously, we're not DVC members. When we talk about DVC, we bring other people on, like Samantha Kay, to talk about it because it starts getting into like algebra for me, and my eyes glaze over. But I would assume that's probably gonna be pretty steep. Again, it looks nice, but when you start talking prices of, $700, $1,200 for a room, like there are people that will pay that. But it was kind of the same thing I said with the Star Cruisers. I don't know if there's enough people that will pay that consistently, but maybe there is. Yeah. I don't know. All I know is, listen, we are a show of the people. Okay, we're one of you. We don't get special access, and for maybe we'll walk through one of these one day, but.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a tour.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one of our friends will go and I'll tag along and they'll be like, Jared, leave. I'll be like, well, I just want to check out the room. And I don't have to stay the night, and then they'll kick me out. But, yeah, I mean, for us, it again, looks nice. I will be excited to walk around this. It looks like a cool resort. I don't know if there'll be any food or anything in here. They haven't said.
Yep, there will be one table service restaurant, I believe, and probably a quick service.
I'm sure it'll be reasonably priced. I'm guessing from this. Like our rooms are really expensive, but our food is very moderately priced. But again, looks great. I just at that price point, I'm just like, okay, well, it's sort of like over in Epic Universe with the Helios Hotel. It looks great, but like I have a feeling that is going to be even more expensive than this. So
yep, a girl can dream, right?
I mean, or a guy,
or
I don't
a boy.
know.
Right.
I don't know. Anyways, that's what the pricing is. So we'll wait and see what DVC points are, and I guess maybe when that does come out, maybe we'll get Samantha back on the show to talk about it, because I'm curious if if they do now you had said existing Polynesian DVC owners will have access to this, like be able to stay here.
From what I understand, yes.
Yeah. So I was curious if they're going to do like the Riviera, where they had like that exclusive contract. It was a different contract in the other DVC properties.
I don't think it's set up like that. I think that existing Polynesian owners can book this already, whenever it comes available.
Right. So
as long as
once we know more details, we'll bring Samantha back on.
And by the way, the studios, which is kind of cool, have a dishwasher.
I mean, that's nice.
That's new.
I mean, yeah. And they look decent sized.
The layout is different.
The layout is kind of odd. It's very narrow.
So when they usually put the kitchenette in the hallway between like the door and the main sleeping area, the kitchenette is in the sleeping area next to the Murphy bed couch.
Which isn't good for if you need to get something in the middle of the night.
You're going to have to go around. And the seating area has a little table with like a slightly curved couch. And my thing is, why don't they make every studio, and I don't know if you agree with this, why don't they make every studio sleep 5? Why don't they put every studio with that pull down bed thing?
I agree. I don't know.
Oh, anyway.
They did not ask me when they did this.
Because there's I can't remember what resort it is. Maybe it's Beach Club. where it's like the studio sleeps 5, but the one bedrooms only sleep 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's confusing. I
Right.
think it's Beach Club. Maybe it's somewhere else. I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, that's the rooms. And again, these will all be in the show notes if you want to take a look. And if you're curious, you can get a theme park view. You can see the castle from these rooms.
Well, there you go.
Or at least the ones at the theme park view. Anyway, okay. That's all.
All right. And the last story we have is there are 3 foodie guides that are starting this month that you can check out as well.
There's Pride Month, which goes through June. There's 30th anniversary of Lion King that goes through September. And Tiana's Bayou Adventure has a foodie guide as well with the opening on June 28th. So are we good on foodie guides? Can we stop that now?
I think we could do one more.
That's so many. I mean, like, I get, honestly, they're just trying to get people in. They're trying to keep people to come to the summer and doing promotional stuff like that. I get it. But it's just a lot. It's 3 different things. But Tiana's Bayou Adventure stuff, it obviously they're doing the beignets. They're doing like stuff like gumbo. And they do have a Tiana sipper that will be available at Magic Kingdom. So,
well, there you go. There is something that looks interesting, which we talked about, which is there is a cookie dough croissant that is kind of new over at Emirates Patisserie in Disney Springs. And
I really want to try this.
I think I've had something similar, but it does look really good.
Yeah, I want this. I need this. So we're gonna try and get it next time we're there.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, that's all the news that we have. But Jamie does have a poll time.
Poll time.
It's poll time. Tell us what you think. Every opinion counts. Come on and link. We're discussing it all. We're taking a stance.
I love that.
That theme song is a little wordy, though.
I know, but we can just cut it out. We don't have to play the whole thing.
Well, that's why I didn't play the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm going to have AI rewrite it and tell them they didn't do a good enough job.
All right. Well, this week's poll time is, are you a rope dropper or a park closer? 52% of you said both. Who needs to sleep when you're at Disney? Amen.
Those people are called intense.
22% said rope dropper. I'm up early and ready to go. 17% said park closer. Those Disney nights are so fun. 9% said neither. I just roll into the parks when I feel like it and leave before the fireworks or the night shows. So yeah, most people, I think, at least the seasoned Disney people that have gone multiple times, just they know either, obviously you either stay the whole day, open to close, which you can do, which is very intense, and that's not for me, but you can do that. Or you rope drop, stay for a few hours, take a break in the middle, swim, nap, whatever, and then return at night and stay till park close. I feel like that's the best way to do it.
Right. Well,
at least for us.
We also go more often, so I get it if you don't go as much. You try to get the most out of it.
Absolutely.
But the people that come in late and then leave early, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing here? I feel like we need a pep talk here. Like, need to get some giddy up in your step. Either choose, get on a side.
You're funny. I mean,
it doesn't matter to me.
And that's the nice thing about people having different like ways they tour the parks, because if everybody was an early riser, that would just be pandemonium. So
I think that's
I'm okay with this.
If I had to choose one, I mean, we've done both, and we like take a break in the day. I like the parks at night.
Yeah,
I think
me too.
Especially in the summer, it's kind of nice to like, it has a different vibe. But rope dropping, you can get more stuff done.
True. However, with our situation, since we're locals, we go a lot. We often don't rope
What's
drop.
our situation?
We go a lot.
Oh, I thought you meant a different situation.
No, what do you think I meant?
I don't know. You said in our situation. Like, what situation do we have?
Also, with small kids and getting them up and around,
They get up so early, so well.
they're not really so
I'm
early.
kidding.
I mean, like,
I was being sarcastic.
like
They're not.
8
They're not
a.m.
terrible.
is
But
not that early.
our kids very much like to do certain things at a certain time in the mornings.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't happen, they're just like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah. So maybe when they're older, I don't know. I personally would rather close at a park. Personally, I mean, because we're night owls, we stay up pretty late. And I could probably do rope dropping if everybody else was doing it. Like, I could just adjust myself. But You are not an early riser,
What are you talking about?
Jared Lee.
I used to get to work at 6 a.m.
Oh my gosh. No.
Used to.
You literally.
I did for like years.
Jared's like, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. and do all this stuff. And I'm like, okay.
I do sometimes.
Okay, honey.
And then a lot of
Sure.
times I'm up late because sometimes you stay
No,
up
you
late
always stay up late.
and you get things done.
No, that's the point. You get things done in the morning so you can go to bed earlier.
You get
But
things.
your brain and your body is like, no, I will stay
Why-
awake until 1 a.m.
Are you time shaming me?
This is how you are. I just think it's funny when
being
you try to work
shamed.
against it because it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You are a late night Louie, if you will,
Late night Louie.
and not an early bird Earl.
What? I'm
You're a
s-
late night Louie, not
Why-
an early bird Earl.
You're just making up things that are not true.
That's what they're called.
I think you just made that up.
Late night Louie. That's
Is that a real
you.
thing?
No, I'm just
Okay.
making it
I'm
up.
just checking. I don't know. Jeez.
But yeah, most people in the comments were just like, okay, it depends on what kind of trip it is. Sometimes we do both. A lot of people are like, if they have, if they're going just like once a year, and since the cost of tickets are so much, a lot of people are like, I will go the whole day to get my money's worth.
I mean, I understand
and I'm
that.
like, I totally get
I
that.
get that.
I totally get that. And then someone, Martino, said, rope dropping is the hardest no that could ever exist for me. Not looking to be half asleep by lunchtime. That's fair. I mean, again, rope dropping's not for everybody. Closing the park's not for everybody. It's just,
I will do
Yeah.
rope dropping no problem as long as I get my coffee.
yeah.
If I don't get my coffee, it's not going to be super pleasant.
Other Jared mentioned that getting coffee and taking it easy in the morning, and then just kind of they have their set. They have older kids, so like
Are you talking about us Jareds?
other Jared. What?
The group of Jareds?
Yeah, the group of Jared.
Yeah, Jared's very
There's all
notorious
Jareds.
for coffee in the morning. That's true.
But anyway, so I thought those are the interesting skew of information I got about how you guys tour the parks. But yeah. So
I just want you to know, if it wasn't for me staying up late at night, we never would have known about this song.
That
someone wrote. Someone
are you
wrote.
going to play that every episode?
Well, I got it on the soundboard. I got to do something with them.
I mean, you don't have to.
I feel like
You
I'm
don't have to.
contractually obligated to do it. I'm pretty sure I signed something.
What is happening?
I don't know. Anyways, well, thank you for the whole time.
Your humble song.
That I didn't say that. I said I told
you
it.
put in the prompts.
I didn't say tell me that I'm humble. It just knew. It's AI. Who am I supposed to argue? It scoured the internet and realized, wow, he is very humble.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's frightening, but
Anyway, thank you everybody for participating in the poll this week. I will have a new poll next week.
a very humble poll. But yes, you can join the next poll time by going to the Capture the Magic Facebook community. Jamie posts those in there. And also over on Instagram at Cap the Magic, as Jamie posts those in the stories there. And over on Instagram, you can catch, we have show clips and funny memes and informational videos, all sorts of things over there.
Yes.
It's your one-stop shop
Oh, okay.
if you want stuff from us in the parks. But yeah, if not, then maybe not. But anyways. All right, well, that's it for the poll time in the news. So let's move on to our discussion segment, which is what's in our park bag. So we're just going to go through and talk
What do we
about
bring?
what do we bring, because it's changed over the years. So obviously,
Mm-hmm.
when we first started doing the show, we only had one child.
That's true. And
She
she was a little.
She was
She's
very
baby.
young,
She's
and
a
now
baby.
she's huge, and I'm old.
Wow.
Not old. How dare I? I'm not old. She needs to stop growing.
You're
is what she
like,
needs to
I'm
do.
old. Then I'm a grandparent. Now I'm dead. like, wow. You got really dark.
I didn't
all
mean
of
to
a
get
sudden.
dark. I'm just saying I've thought about it. I'm like, wow, we had one kid when we started the show. Now she's
No,
huge.
she's 8 next month.
Stop that. She's not
Hey.
8.
She'll 8 next month, man. And our
Listen.
baby son will be 5.
That's true. Listen, though, I'm
5.
not even close to my prime anyways, so it's fine.
You guys.
What?
I don't think I can fit through the door with Jared's big head.
I said I'm not close to my prime. I'm still working up into it.
I'm not at
Oh
my
my
max
gosh.
capacity.
I'm simply saying max capacity. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my future and my potential.
I got so many ways I need to grow.
Anyway, she needs to stop growing, and so does he.
She
They're
does.
both. They need to
They're
knock it off.
so big.
They want me to like throw them all the time, and it's getting like
Yeah.
obviously I'm going to throw them until they're like in their 20s and 30s.
Absolutely.
But as they get older, I'm like, Jeez. It's like I upgraded a sandbag. I'm like, come on now. And she's all legs, just everywhere.
Her legs are so
It's like
long.
throwing a long leg spider. You're like, what in the world? But, all right, enough about that.
All right.
Not even close to my prime. Okay, let's move on. What do we have in our bag?
Well,
So,
first of all, what is your bag?
what's my bag?
Yeah, what's your bag?
An adventure satchel is what many people call it. I carry, for the most part, I don't really do backpack as much anymore. Every once in a while, because we have the stroller. If we didn't have the stroller with us, so I guess we could also say what's on our park bag and our stroller.
Yes.
Because if we didn't have the
incorporate all
stroller,
that.
I would probably have a backpack. So,
Okay.
given we have the stroller, I don't. But I carry a fanny pack, and I love it, and it's great, and it's very useful. I'm like Batman. I have a lot of utility in there.
So is it a utility belt?
It's both. It's a
Okay.
yeah. So I carry a fanny pack, and I can talk about what I carry in mine. You know, do you want to talk about it now?
You can start. Why don't you start with what
so
you
here's
carry?
the thing. If you want me to sell you on a fanny pack, I'm here to tell you on a fanny pack. So we don't even sell fanny packs. We
No,
should, but
no.
one day we will.
Here we go. Here
But-
it is.
So I was always worried in the parks about like my wallet falling out or my phone on a ride or keys. Keys are the one that actually I'd never had it happen, but keys freak me out about losing in the park.
Uh-huh.
Because if you lose your keys, what are you gonna do?
You can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and then you gotta call a magician to come out and get into your car. That's called a locksmith. Same thing.
Okay.
Pretty sure he's a warlock. But
all right.
yeah, and I don't want to do that. So in my fanny pack, like I have a place I put the keys. I can tuck away my wallet. I don't have to worry about falling out. I don't have to worry about people like, I'm not that people do, but like someone taking it.
Yeah.
And when we're on a ride, I'll put my phone in there. I can also put like hand sanitizer. I need to keep receipts. I can put payment stuff. So I can keep basically everything that I need in the park just in my fanny pack. And it makes me
Yes.
like peace of mind is so much better.
So you did that really fast. So you wallet, keys. What else you got in there?
Okay, wallet, keys,
Uh-huh.
phone
Uh-huh.
sometimes,
Yeah.
like hand sanitizer. I keep the receipt. If I need receipts, I keep
Receipts.
them there.
Mhm.
Payment options,
Yes.
Dogecoin.
No.
Not really. They don't take it yet.
I mean, it's small, so you're kind of limited.
It's
on
not
your
huge.
space.
There are bigger ones. Mine is not really big. Mine's kind of like a smaller
Yeah.
one. But yeah, I mean, I like for that type of stuff. I love my fanny pack.
Do you like the one you have? Because I think you just got off of Amazon.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Oh.
The one I have currently is called Flag Nor Fail. It's a like fitness clothing company, but it was well made. I got it like years ago,
Okay.
but it's getting a little torn up.
It is.
So I probably need
It
another one.
is. Okay.
I love my fanny pack, and what's funny is I started wearing one, but like when people still kind of mocked them, but now they're kind of coming back. I see people wear them all the time. I see some people wearing them across their chest. I don't do that,
Yep.
but I guess you could. I like mine is around my waist.
That's the classy way to do it.
I mean, yeah, probably. if I were to choose a way, I would say it's the classy way. But yeah, so that's what I put in my fanny pack. So I guess
All
technically
right.
what's in my park bag is my fanny pack, which is kind of also my park bag.
Okay. All right. Well, my park bag is usually a Loungefly or my like messenger bag purse that I bring sometimes, and I can fit quite a bit in there. So, first thing I always carry, Magic Band. I do not have a Magic Band Plus anymore. Mine fell off like a year and a half ago. Haven't replaced it. I still have Magic Band.
But you can't walk
2.
up and make things make noises.
It's okay. I'm all right. if it
What?
doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
My Magic Band 2 still works just fine. I can also use my phone. So I
That's
don't
what
have to use
that's what
anymore.
I use. I don't really use. I sometimes
Yeah.
will remember, but I usually just use my
Yeah.
phone.
I can also use my watch, my Apple Watch. So I have a lot of options there. But the our kids like to use their Magic Bands, so I do carry those Magic Bands with us, in my bag as well. Sunscreen. We usually carry spray, and I have a face stick that I use. Most of the time, I mean, Jared uses the spray a lot, but unless it's like a really hot day, I mostly just use the face stick on the kids.
Yeah,
You know,
And
but
it's-
but
it's
your
like-
neck gets
and
it.
it's like natural stuff.
Yeah, it's good. But that's always important. Always important. Bring a
Well, I mean,
sunscreen.
especially in Florida. That or you're gonna wear
Sure.
like a giant hat that covers up your neck, and because what'll get you is your neck, because you like have to reapply. At least for me, like because it's just so hot. If you don't reapply your neck, like all of a sudden you'll be fine everywhere, but you'll just again like a redneck. You have a redneck.
Yeah. So I recommend getting those face stick sunscreens because they are small, but they do last a while. So I think Neutrogena has one. Aveeno has one. I think that's one I have right now. But yeah. So and then we also wallets, credit cards, gift cards, stuff like that.
I was gonna say I think gift cards are a thing that we've talked about in the past a lot, and I think that it's now there's an argument to be made about if you have a credit card that gives you good points.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that argument to be made because like we have some credit cards that have like for travel you get like 3 times points.
Yeah.
But in general, if you're going off more of like a cash budget and you just want to save a little bit of money and or you want to manage your budget without being able to like go over your budget, getting gift cards is not a bad idea because like say at Costco or Sam's Club you get like 5% off of gift cards. And sometimes they'll run deals like you get 10% off.
Right.
They've done that before.
Yep.
So let's say you allotted a budget of like whatever, $500 for food. You could just say, okay, this is the food budget on this card and do it that way. If you do it on a credit card, it's really easy just to blow past whatever budget you had because, again, you're on vacation and you're like, whatever, go get this and go get that. So it's kind of a way, if you want to stay on budget, do that. So sometimes we'll do the gift cards. Not always, but sometimes.
And when you do pay, they do have the balance that show it on the receipt. So you can see what you have left. And I always recommend to go to disneygiftcard.com to enter your information of your gift card into the system so it's in there in case you lose it. Because if you have it in there and you have other cards that you have in your account, you can switch it over to another physical card and you can use that card. How the funds will be on there. So it's a kind of nice way to move the funds around if you need to.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Given that we get a lot of content in the parks, for us, we always have recording stuff. So
yes, obviously we use our phones quite a bit.
Well, we did have, which we need to get a replacement, a vlogging camera type thing, which we don't really do vlogging anymore. We do more but we still get footage in the parks and do it for videos and things. But the one we were using, it's the Digi, I can't remember now, but it's a small camera, but it kind of broke. So we've been using our phones, which actually, to be honest, let's say you wanted to start a YouTube channel and get content, like you can use your phone. Like they literally, I mean, the new ones are like in 4K. It's a little bit more of a hassle sometimes. Like we do have a gimbal that we use and things like that. So that's something we usually have, but that goes in a little satchel. And again, I'll put that in the bottom of the stroller and not really carry it around. And
we use a gimbal sometimes for like live streaming, for filming, for recording, whatever. But not too often. But yeah, mostly my phone. I use my phone for everything. So if I don't have that, I feel like I'm naked.
Well, Jamie's really good. If you follow us on Instagram at Captain Magic, when we're there, like she does a really good job of updating what we're doing, like on the stories. Mm-hmm. So that's all Jamie that does that. It's true. If you check it out, tell her thank you.
Thank you.
Because I never do. I'm kidding. I do. You do a great job. Good job.
Thank you. In accordance with all of the filming and all the stuff we have to do at the parks, we need some backup chargers, and so we bring one. It's an Anchor, I think. Is it an Anchor?
Yes, it's an Anchor. Yeah.
And it's like, it has a lot of charge in it. I think it charged like 3 times.
I think 4 or 5 times.
Is it 4? Okay. It's a lot.
It's an older model because the newer one could probably use like a USB